I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 124. It's sort of HD. I learned last week the challenges I face as a girl proving myself in the tech world are almost identical to the challenges I face in a Mexican restaurant. The same thing happens every time I go into Chipotle for a burrito. Chipotle, if you haven't tried it, is upscale fast food. You start in a line just like at a Subway sandwich shop. The first choice is between a burrito bowl, that's the inside sans the tortilla wrapper, or tacos. Next is rice, then a choice between black or pinto beans, then a choice between steak, chicken, barbacoa, or carnitas. And this is where they always doubt me, salsa. Because I'm a girl, the spoon goes straight to the mild sauce. I say hot. They say mild, I say hot. They ask hot with a tone of skepticism, and I always answer hot. It happens every time. So the other day I call the Apple store. I want to upgrade to the new Airport Extreme 802.11n wireless base station when it comes out in a couple weeks. Apple has been shipping Intel-based Macs with 802.11n capability for a few months now, and I wanted to make sure our Mac Pro fell into that group. So I called the Apple store and the guy did not believe I have a Mac Pro. "Are you sure it's a Mac Pro?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "You're sure it's not a MacBook?" he asked. I said, I have a MacBook, but I'm calling about my Mac Pro. He left the phone for a few minutes, then came back on the line and said, "Now, is this a portable computer that you can carry around, or is it a tower?" At this point, I'm laughing. I say, "It's a tower." Finally, he accepted that I have a Mac Pro, and yes, it is 802.11n ready. USA Today is reporting that Verizon passed on the chance to be the exclusive distributor of the iPhone almost 2 years ago. Apple wanted to control more than Verizon was willing to share, including control over distribution and customer service. The story also reported that the exclusive deal with Singular is a 5-year contract. A link to the full story is in the show notes at geekbrief.tv. I'm just holding out hope for an iPod that does everything the iPhone does, except be a phone. If you miss Napster as much as we do, check out MediaCatcher from broadclip.com. They're promising unlimited free music, TV, and movies for your iPod, and they say it's legal because the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that we have the right to record anything that comes into our home. Maybe Mac users have fewer security concerns because OS X is more secure, or maybe the PC guys are right. Maybe it's because virus writers don't target Macs. It's one of those hypothetical questions we may never answer. But what if you suspect someone is physically trying to log into your Mac when you're not around? AuthSight takes advantage of a built-in AuthSight camera and takes a picture whenever someone types a wrong password. It's free and available for download. There's a link in the show notes. Except in my case, it'd be taking a picture of me every time. Yesterday, we started watching The Dog Whisperer. There was a marathon on the National Geographic channel. On the show, Cesar Millan works miracles with dogs, getting them to behave in seconds after owners have failed for weeks or months or even years. Cesar's mantra for a happy, obedient dog is exercise, discipline, affection, in that order. On one episode, he encouraged a group of firefighters to put their Dalmatian, Wilshire, on a treadmill to use up some of his abundant energy. Then today, I saw this on Pop Gadget. It's a treadmill called DogWalker, and it's made for dogs. You clip his leash on so he doesn't fall off, and he gets a good workout along with you, or at least along with that sweater and the jeans you pile on top of the treadmill. You start with this, and a few weeks later, you get this. I'm Callie Lewis. I've got to go watch Studio 60 and Heroes. This podcast is brought to you by Splendid Flavor Blends. I'm like Max Headroom. I don't know. Wilshire, a burrito bowl that's the inside sans the tortilla wrapper. Oops. The same thing happens every time I go into Chipotle for a burrito. Chipotle, if you haven't used it, dork.
Another Pod Show video podcast. Stick it on your screen.